Hi, I'm Sean Canning, Principal Architect at 1070 Architecture, and today you're watching the Design Rewind video series. This is a video series where I turn back the clock on my own career and take a look at some of my earliest projects as an architect in San Diego. So today, we're going to be looking at three parts of this project. We're going to be looking at first a client brief, then a design breakdown where we really get into the nuts and bolts of why the design ended up coming out the way it did, and finally, we're going to end with a conclusion where I explain what happened with the project and what happened with the client. And today we're going to be looking at our Santa Marta residence. So this was my first project in Solana Beach, and this was, I think, my second project with these particular clients. And the scope of work here was an addition of 2 bedrooms and a Jack and Jill bathroom, a partial interior remodel, and other exterior improvements. And the project zoning was single family. And the challenges were that the clients were flippers. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but there's not always a place for an architect on a flipped project. So that's definitely a challenge, how to find your value as an architect on a flipped project. You can also notice that the project scope relates to the challenge. So a flipped project needs to add bedrooms or bathrooms generally. So that's why we're looking to add 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom to this project. And the last project challenge was this project was situated in an area where there was an HOA. Usually we don't work for HOAs, but occasionally we do. So this was the floor plan that we ultimately came up with. Let me just break this down for you real quick. This was where that existing home was. I think it was something like this. And we decided to put an addition on here. So I think the existing home was like a 2-2, and we turned this into a 3-3. So 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, if I remember correctly. Now this was the original front facade before we started working on it. And my strategy was to basically create a ridge in here to create some sort of visual interest at the front. And then we were going to open this area up here to let some more light down there. We're going to continue this area here all the way through the back into that addition that you're going to see in the back. Let's see if I show that there. There we go. So that was how we were going to change the front facade. And then I was going to go all the way back around the house. This is something I was very insistent on, is keeping this line to be consistent. And there you go. So this ridge actually lined up with this ridge. So that was my way of rationalizing the massing here. You basically have 2 gable structures that kind of intersect into a T or a cross. And then this is the area where we're going to plan those additional 2 bedrooms and that 3rd bathroom. Also wanted to open everything up and create some sort of indoor-outdoor experience. But when you're on a budget, maybe some French doors are the only way you can do that. If this was a home in La Jolla, or if this was a custom home for a client that's a homeowner, we probably would have done this, with a much better door system. But this was a flip, so we had certain limitations, and construction cost was definitely one of them. So just showing some exterior improvements that were options, and then even potentially having a pool over here where since it was a flip, the new homeowners could choose to install that pool. But I had kind of aligned the stairs to the pool with, I forget what I aligned it with, but something over here, there was a relationship that I developed. Potentially putting a little tree there. And these were the construction drawings. So this looks like probably my 3rd iteration of construction drawings, and that was a logo I used for a long time. I don't see any date here, drawn by Sean Canning. Oh, there we go, 2013. So basically the scope of work was this addition and a little bit of interior work in there and a little roof change over there. So here's the entry at the front. And this was the existing floor plan, and this is my proposed addition over here. So let's see how they actually had this situated here. It was a 2 bedroom with 1 2 bedrooms right here and 2 bathrooms. 1, 2. Kitchen was here. And it looks like you only have an entrance over here through a little arch entrance. So those were all things we were looking to improve with this addition. So big open floor plan now, and now we have 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms all down the side. Big open exterior space right here. Here's some elevations. So it's a pretty traditional looking home, but again, I'm finding modern ways to improve a traditional home. So form follows function, and that should apply to all architectural styles in my opinion. This was how the home ended up looking when we finished, and these clients even had me select colors, which is definitely not my expertise, but I remember helping select the color of this stucco and this front door. Here's that gable roof we introduced, and here's a little bit of a detail here to let some light through onto that window. Side elevation. It's the rear elevation. So in hindsight, it does look a little bland, but working with the construction budget we had, I don't think it's that bad, all things considered. So that was the addition there. Fire pit. You know, a little bit not as nice as the tree I had planned out there, but I guess it's better than nothing. And we vaulted all the ceilings on the inside. I think this is something you see in most of my projects, is a very tall ceiling height, which can be really help a small space be perceived as huge. And this is definitely not my kitchen design. If you've seen my kitchen designs, we do not do shaker cabinets, and I would have never selected a color scheme like this. This is kind of the flipper special, but kitchen design was not part of my work on this project. There's a vaulted ceiling. There's that new hallway we made to access the bedrooms over here. So a couple more slides here. This was the before. This is the after. So now we have our public spaces here and our private spaces here. I think that's what I'm trying to show here. There's the before and after of the front facade. And here's a final image of the front facade. So in conclusion, this home got built. This home got sold. My clients made however much money they profited from the project. I'm not exactly sure. They don't always share that, although I can probably go to Zillow and find out. Clients were happy. They ended up hiring me for a couple more of these projects before ultimately I kind of priced myself out of this type of flipping work. It is a little bit more enjoyable to work for a homeowner directly than for a potential homeowner. It's also very difficult to design a custom home when you don't know who the final end user is going to be. And most of the work we do right now is either custom homes, but we do multifamily work, which is kind of like a flip, I guess. Not really. But in multifamily work, you design for a future client. So I guess in that sense, it's similar. So it was a successful project, a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, but the project wasn't so traditional that I couldn't work within the constraints. And as you probably can tell if you've watched a few of these videos, I really did cut my teeth on these interior remodel and remodel/addition single-family homes. So I have quite a lot of these in my portfolio. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you would like to know anything about this project or you have any comments, please drop one in the YouTube comments. You can check out more of my work on YouTube or on Instagram at 1070architecture.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And you can visit us at 1070architecture.com, or you can shoot me an email at info@1070architecture.com. Okay, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.